hasn't changed at all. So while they're standing beside you, won't you tell them the score? Won't you tell them a story of the days in the way back when? Every now and then.
Side or front of our house.
This is the basement of our house. Modern washing machines are called automatic. That means that once you turn them on, and add detergent of course, they will wash your clothes all by themselves. Washers gently swish dirty clothing around in soapy water until the dirt is lifted off. Then the dirty water is drained off, and clear water fills the wash tub to rinse the clothes clean. Finally, when the rinse water is drained, the washer spins the clothes around very fast. This shakes most of the water off, so when the wash cycle is finished, the clothes are clean and almost dry.
Doing the laundry was a big job back in the 20s, believe me. Mom didn't have an electric washing machine or even modern detergents. On wash day, that was Monday, she'd fill a tub with hot water from the kitchen stove, hook the washboard to the inside, and start scrubbing, one piece of clothing after another, with extra time for the elbows and knees. Then she'd swish them around in clean rinse water and wring them out by hand.
What a big job!
Wait a minute. She wasn't done yet. Remember, she had to carry the basins of water outside and dump them after the job was done. It took Mom all day Monday to do the week's wash, and we didn't change clothes near as often as you do today.
The washing machines back in the 50s were anything but automatic. They were called wringer washers, big white porcelain tubs. Inside the tub was an agitator, which thrashed the clothes around something awful. It shook the floor pretty much, too. When the load was finished, the clothes were still wringing wet, so Mom would take them out of the tub one by one and crank them through a wringer, two rollers which squeezed the leftover water out before hanging them out to dry.
Modern washing machines are called automatic. This is the basement of our house.
Toolboxes are like treasure chests in a way. You never can tell what you might find in one. You see, nobody throws tools away, so they tend to get passed down from one generation to the next, like this old pipe wrench Grandpop gave me. But no matter how new or old, you can be sure that the tools in your toolbox do pretty much the same kinds of jobs. They help you cut things and fasten them, measure and clean them, take things apart, and put them back together again.
This is the basement of our house. Did you ever notice that when you drink water, the bubbles in your glass always float to the top? That's because air bubbles are lighter than water. The water sinks to the bottom, and the air bubbles rise up. In fact, air bubbles, if given a chance, will always tend to float. So, what if you had a closed tube of water with just one tiny bubble, and you could keep that bubble right in the middle of the liquid?
That would mean neither end is higher than the other, so the tube would be level.
Right. And that's just what a level does. If you center the bubble, you can be sure that whatever the level is resting on is level.
Who ever heard of a tool made from a bubble?
This is the basement of our house. Saws are made from flat sheets of metal which have teeth cut into one edge. Saws with lots of tiny sharp teeth make very smooth cuts in wood, but don't cut very fast. Saws that have fewer, bigger teeth cut into the wood at a faster clip, but make a rougher cut. And finally, saws with very small teeth on a very thin blade are called hacksaws. They cut very slowly, but they can cut through metal, which is much, much harder than wood. This is the basement of our house.